We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ring View podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. I'm going to get into some wrestling today with my good buddy Josh Tariff. How are you, sir?
I am good. I am doing well. I am the same age as I was the last time we spoke,
Me too.
and
Me too. And just
I'm
exactly. There's no confusion about my age
no
or
no.
your
We're just
age.
we're just old.
Yeah,
We're just flat out old. There's no questioning or controversy around that.
no sense of lying over here.
No.
Yeah,
Aside from that, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fine. I've lost a significant amount of weight because I've been eating
Oh,
better and exercising. So it's
I'm jealous. I'm trying to get back on that.
well,
Um,
you know what? I'll give you my secret. Starve yourself. That'll be
oh,
you know.
but I like food.
So do I.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's just better to like have the food in front of you, smell it like an addict, and then put it away.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, donuts, smell it and then throw it and then put it away.
Well, I put it away like in my stomach.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like you can only smell it like an addict and then put it away.
That sounds like it's kind of a waste of money then.
Yeah, it craves it, or it curbs the cravings. That's what it does. Yeah,
Has your craving on talking about wrestling curbed at all?
it's a bit,
Oh,
a bit.
okay.
Listen, it's not the ship be sinking. It's not that yet, but boy, oh boy, does it look very, very shaky. It's like you can start to see the rats starting to get together on the side of the boat and say, this this might not be a good idea to stay on this thing.
And you're not referencing the type of rats that are known through wrestling.
No, not those, not those.
Okay.
Those are the fun rats, or what I've heard allegedly.
Your words, not mine.
Allegedly, I said allegedly. Okay. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Monday Night Raw. We're not gonna break down the entire Monday Night Raw show. We're gonna take the good parts of it and discuss those, or even some of the bad parts, or whatever we discuss. Bron Breakker news. We want to go ahead and discuss that of how this has just kind of turned on its head. Roman Reigns' schedule has been revealed. Pretty interesting in regards to the dates that we saw there. And boy, were we spot on from last week. Exactly. There's some Royce Keys news. I don't know what the hell is going on. You brought this to my attention, and I'm just like, excuse me, what? Like, is this baseball? What the hell is going on here? We talk about some Dominican kid that's lying up.
Oh, what was that name of the kid from the Little League World Series all those years ago?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Like they were claiming he was 14, but he was really like 19 years old.
Yeah, he had a beard like this.
Yeah,
and he was 14. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
TKO is having some issues. We're not talking about financially because obviously they're making money hand over fist because they continuously, they're just jacking prices up and just, pricing regular people out of events. But there is some concern going around with Wrestlemania. So we'll discuss that and some other stuff that will probably come up as we randomly do every week. So what do you want to start, my friend?
Dealer's choice. I'm gonna throw that to you. Because there's a bunch of stuff we got to chat about. So you tell me where we want to begin.
Let's start with the biggest news so far. That is the Bron Breakker stuff.
Aight. So Bron Breakker's got a major hernia that he had surgery for. Now, from personal experience, I have had over the years 2 different hernia surgeries. One laparoscopic, which is kind of like the minor one. And then one that was more major where, they got to really like dig into your stomach and fix it. I would tell you on my end, that major one, I was probably back to the gym somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks. Now, I say I was back to the gym because I am not a professional athlete whose job is to run around and lift 400-pounders over their head.
Correct.
With Bron Breakker's apparent hernia that he supposedly got while tearing down the set last week on Raw,
flipping the table.
But then during Raw, they just said he got the injury while training. So I don't know why, if everything was reported this, you can't just say what you guys reported.
They can't help
the show.
They can't help.
But now they're saying that this could be anywhere. The latest report was anywhere from like at least 12 weeks of him being out, which would then mean he would miss WrestleMania. I honestly feel that they could be trying to trick us a little bit with the length. So then all of a sudden, if he's back in 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, it's just like, wow, look at that miraculous recovery because he's not human.
The Cena thing.
Sure. That said, if he is gone for 12 weeks, could this whole Vision storyline have fallen apart worse than the MJF Adam Cole storyline did in AEW a few years ago with Adam Cole's freak injury? Yeah. Because between the Rollins injury and the Bron Breakker injury and no one paying attention with Austin Theory, this has just fallen beyond flat. And I don't blame any of the talent involved. It's just because they had to keep calling audibles with people getting hurt and having to adjust things. And then it just really fell apart.
Yep.
So now the story of the Vision since Rollins got hurt was to get Bron Breakker the championship. Well, now Bron Breakker can't get the championship because he's hurt. And you got Bronson Reed and Logan Paul talking various stuff. And you got Austin Theory continuing to lose. So what are we doing? That's my question to you. What are we doing?
I was just waiting because I have many concerns. But the biggest statement that I'm going to make right now is just the most important one. This needs to end.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to end. It needs a good try. Hey, good try to go get your Evolution 2.0. Good try to have Rollins be Edge or Triple H in this. Good try, guys. End it. It's over. This is not going to help anybody get over. It's actually doing the reverse. We talked about this already. Is that Logan Paul doesn't need this. Bronson Reed doesn't need this. I don't even think Austin Theory needs this. What they should do is go back to how they were using Austin Theory when Vince McMahon was booking him. Do that. Because at least he was getting some type of heat. People didn't like him, but at least he was showcased in a way that people be like, yeah, well, we can tolerate this level of Austin Theory. He's a jerk. He's a jackass. Okay, that if that's his gimmick, then that's fine.
He beat John Cena. He's won a Money in the Bank, and he's won an Elimination Chamber match.
Like, I don't think you can really get much better than that for a guy that he's still under 30, I believe. He's, right. Even if he is 30, he's still very young, right? So if you just go back to that, it's fine. But this Vision shit
he is 28.
28 years old. The guy has so much time to be able to like be really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
This is done. It's over. Like this Vision thing is so bad that I want the fact that LA Knight is attached to this sinks him even further down the card. And I want him to get as far away from the Vision as possible because you feuding with a dead faction just shows us as fans what they actually think of you. So the ship is going down, but they still want you to be able to pilot the ship. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. I'm going to keep talking about this until it's finished. This sucks. Like, I'm just sorry. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really bad.
And I mean, I mean, we can kind of lean into this because, we're going to talk about, a handful of things that happened on Raw, but the Vision related item that happened on Raw was triple threat chamber qualification match of LA Knight, Penta, and Austin Theory, where LA Knight won in advance. Cool. All fine and good. We're happy that he's in the chamber. But then the story is the Masked Man finally showed back up and attacked Austin Theory. Now, during that same segment, however, we saw Adam Pearce, we saw Logan Paul, we obviously saw Austin Theory because he was beating up Austin Theory. We saw LA Knight in the ring. So when we talked a few weeks ago when he showed up at the Rumble, those were a few people that like, oh, could it be this person? So now all of them are ruled out. So now it's really kind of, to me, one of three possible scenarios.
Oh, I would love to hear this. Let's hear it.
Well, one, kind of the obvious one that would get no real, it would get a pop just for him returning, but no real pop storyline wise, is that it's someone pretending to be Seth Rollins as he recovers, and then
that's what we
eventually be revealed to be Seth Rollins. So that's one of them.
Yep.
But again, that would be the most lackluster one of the three. Number two is Finn Balor.
Okay.
But that one is still now a little less likely since we'll get into it, got what he wanted. So why would he still be attacking the Vision?
Right.
So that one's less likely. And the third one would be another new member for the group, which I know we don't want because the Vision ain't working. But if it's someone like Ricky Saints, since he did not win the NXT title, and they want to start bringing him up as another young guy to align with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Well, it wouldn't be aligning with Austin Theory since he just beat him up. So if he's just someone that is helping Seth Rollins, or maybe even helping Cody in some weird way because he's buddies. So again, not likely of a scenario, but it's an option that's out there. Because you also got to think, well, who has that similar stature and can move like that? So don't you dare try to say it ends up being Jericho.
At 68 years old, there's no way he's going to be moving.
Right. And don't you dare try to think that's Ethan Page. As great as Ethan Page is, he is not as fast and as small as that person.
Right.
So it really kind of comes down to like a couple of those people. Or the other one that people have been tossing around is somehow have it be Grayson Waller.
I've heard that name.
And I guess I would be intrigued as to the why behind it being Grayson Waller.
Because now you're going to align Grayson Waller back with Austin Theory, or
we want to be with Austin Theory since he just beat
with
up.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, have him with Seth Rollins. But again, don't understand the why. We know there's been a history of Grayson and Theory.
Yeah,
but Grayson was the heel in that.
Yes.
So if he's aligning with Seth Rollins, who would be coming back as a face more than likely since he got attacked by all of them, that does not compute.
When he's been aligned with the New Day, that's also heels.
Right. So how... I don't know who it could be at this point to make it make sense.
Here's a better question, right?
Okay.
I think this is the $1 million question for this particular scenario. Whoever it is, right? Whoever it is it actually going to pop? That's the concern, because if you get the reveal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get
right.
That's what I'm concerned about, because at this point, I don't think whoever it is, it's not gonna matter, because again, the ship be sinking. Like, you know what I mean? This is not like a hot angle where everybody's intrigued. Everybody's just like, can we just get this over with so we can be able to advance the story? Because the longer you pull this out, there's no intrigue with this. It's just, Masked Man, here's the Masked Man again. But is there going to be this this Scooby-Doo moment of who the hell is underneath the mask? I don't think so.
The only way there would be is if honestly it was like someone from AEW who quietly their contract ended and signed with WWE, and no one was like, I'm just making up a random name here. And it's like, wait a minute, Will Ospreay, what are you doing?
Right.
Like that
John
would be
Moxley,
like, oh my God. Yeah.
yeah.
It ain't going to be Will Ospreay or John Moxley. Sorry,
No.
people.
No.
But yeah, that's the only way, to your point, where you're like, oh my God, this is must-see TV. I can't believe this happened. What's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Because who else would, again, feasibly make sense? The only one that makes the most sense is the Seth Rollins story. Yeah. And that would be like, he'll get a pop of, oh, Seth Rollins is back, but it's not going to be a pop of, oh, we had no idea. What a swerve in a moment. Nope. No.
It's just going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, and if that's their big grand plan, boy, have they run out of ideas. This is one of those things where it's like, you know, like when you're scraping the bottom of a barrel to try to get some stuff, like this is where they are in regards to their ideas, their execution, is that they're barrel scraping at this point. And it's not good. Like we are now a full year and a half of very, very bland booking. Mm-hmm. Remember the feeling that we all had as wrestling fans going into WrestleMania? Nobody was excited. No one. Well, what ended up happening was you got a couple of matches that said, oh, okay, it salvaged the weekend. But mm-hmm. the overall consensus of like the hype going into WrestleMania was very low. After night one, you know, the main event saved it. And then the undercard, you know, kind of saved it. Like all of these, it was just like, there was just not this high of what we're used to. And sure. It's having that same feeling. Like we're a couple of months out of WrestleMania, but boy, I am going to be hopeful that they can be able to generate something that's going to be able to create some type of intrigue and excitement, because right now there is nothing that I can see outside of Reigns and Punk, because that rivalry is so realistic, and you have two big megastars colliding again. Instead of a triple threat, now it's 1-on-1 for big stakes, mm-hmm. right? That means something. But outside of that, Josh, I'm telling you, man, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm not excited for this at all.
I know. I mean, when everything gets announced, there will probably be, you know, like 3 or 4 matches that you and I are gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be good. I can't wait to watch this match.
Yeah.
However, yeah, going into the hype, the stories, the builds of leading in, and then the follow through.
Yeah.
Because that's just as if not more important than the lead up. That's where, you know, like you said, like last year, all the story was CM Punk finally in the main event and John Cena's last WrestleMania.
That was it. Yeah.
Those were the stories.
Mm-hmm.
And the CM Punk match, and then the women's triple threat match, and the Joe Hendry surprise.
Yeah.
Though, I take it back. Those 3 and Dominic winning the IC title. Those were the 4 moments from last year, because Travis Scott did not deliver. Surprise. But so now you're going into this year's. Okay, Punk and Roman. Obviously, there's still time to build other matches, but right now, what else are we excited to see?
Yeah. So I guess that kind of like goes into one of the topics that we were talking about. Then we can bounce back to Raw, is that, you know, WWE and TKO are having a very hard time selling up tickets right now for WrestleMania.
Because you need to take out a mortgage loan.
Yeah. And for what I've heard of that, they dropped ticket prices 20% and still not making a difference, because like the whole tourist environment in Vegas right now is down just because of everything that's going on socially and in our politics, and mm-hmm. it's hurting the economy a great deal.
Yep.
Vegas is getting hit very, very hard, and so is WWE, to the point where they're stopping bars to be hosting events that a lot of people love to go to, just because they're they're trying to generate more ticket sales that actually go into the building. And it's just like, it just ain't good, man.
But that what you were telling there, that is a major deal. So
It
like
is.
a few casinos last year when it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So the Circa Casino, for those of you listening and watching that might not be familiar with the Circa Casino.
Yeah.
The Circa Casino is the home now for the largest sports book in, I don't know if it's the world, definitely America.
Yeah.
And also has the largest like poolside television screens. And last year they did a massive watch party where you can pay to reserve your spots all around the pool to watch Mania on the giant screen. Likewise, the Plaza Hotel and Casino, which is next door to Circa. Not really the type of setup that Circa had, but they had like a little watch party in the area where night one, they had Danhausen there as a special guest. Night two, they had Jake Roberts as a special guest. Nice. How about that for like a duo, by the way?
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Danhausen and Jake Roberts.
That's pretty cool.
And then also the Westgate Casino, which was last year the home to WrestleCon, where before Circa opened, that was the home of the largest sports book in Vegas. They naturally also did some type of watch party thing for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And a number of other casinos and bars and places around there were doing various things for people who wanted to be around wrestling fans, who wanted to enjoy WrestleMania, but couldn't afford the insane expensive price to get into Allegiant Stadium.
Or just didn't want to go because they rather the bar experience more. Some people,
right. Some people don't like, you know, watching from a seat way high up.
Right.
Well, now WWE is trying to ban anyone within 50 miles of Allegiant Stadium. Every spot that I just mentioned are all within 10 miles of Allegiant Stadium. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any type of exception to this for casinos. It might just be like, oh, it's banning bars and restaurants, and casinos will get the exemption because they are a large financial tool for Vegas.
Yeah.
But even if it is just the bars and restaurants, now you're taking out hundreds, if not thousands of people from spending money.
Right.
Even though it's not going to be those insane ticket price, but they're not going to spend $500 for a ticket, but they might spend $100 at that bar.
Right. So you're taking money out of these bars.
Right. So this is causing the bars to lose money because TKO does not want them to be able to show what they're doing down the street.
It's getting it really is getting disgraceful. Like, it's just like, since the dawn of time, people have been doing this. Now here's a question for you. Do you think that any of those small bars or businesses have a leg to stand on, like in regards to going to court about something like this? Or it's just like,
I mean, I don't know the legalities in Vegas, because obviously each city, each state has their different rules.
Yeah.
If there was, you know, some way of a number of them kind of, you know, banding together, because we know it's always better with strength in numbers.
Yeah.
So, you know, if something like that were to happen, I don't know if there could be any legal action, which would then more than likely just have some type of settlement outside of court, because it would never go public and see a jury at all. But it's the type of thing where last year it was literally just last year, Elimination Chamber last year. I watched it at this wrestling themed bar.
Oh, that must have been fun.
It was a blast. You know, and it was a smaller bar, but they probably had anywhere from 30 to 40 people in there watching the show on the screens. Everyone lost their mind when Cena made the heel turn. But it was just a fun experience. And, you know, like-minded people wanted to enjoy the show, have some drinks, some good food, et cetera, et cetera. That bar closed down before Mania. So all of a sudden, 2 months later, the bar was closed.
Wow.
Because they just couldn't afford the rent and all that. That obviously Vegas is very expensive for these things. So I bring that up because if that's a wrestling themed bar that couldn't hold this last year when there was no complaints about doing these things, what about all these other bars that, this could have been like a big cash moment for us for this year to help make rent the next 6 months.
Right.
And now that's being pulled away from them. This is going to cause more
economic
bars and restaurants to possibly close down.
Yep. It's not good, man. It's not good.
Where WWE notoriously is known for and constantly brags every year about the amount of money they bring to the city that WrestleMania is hosted in. Where if this thing goes through, they'll make X amount of money through all their specific WWE stuff. But so much of the other money that would generate through the city is going to go away. And just actually cause more harm than good.
Just almost feels like criminal and dirty to me. I just every time I hear a story like this about TKO, it makes me, as a wrestling fan, it just saddens me, because it's just like, you guys have, this has always been a business, but it's always been treated as a family type of thing where it's so inclusive for everybody to be involved. And now you're trying to create this exclusivity with wrestling that doesn't make sense. Like, wrestling has never been an exclusive thing in regards to public consumption. This is not the way it's supposed to go, and it sucks.
Yep,
it sucks. So I'm not happy about it. I hope that these bars and all of these other businesses around the area are still able to make profit off of this thing, because they should be allowed to. And there's no way that you can be able to try to like put a cap or a limit on these people when you're coming to the actual city and you're making millions of dollars, because the posting fee to be able to get WrestleMania was like, what was it, $100 million or whatever it was. It's like, come on now. So it's just, I hate it. I hate everything about it. And it disgusts me.
So here's actually, you bring up a valid point. So like, let's say WWE paid the city of Las Vegas $100 million. Okay. The city got that money. How much of that money goes to these bars that can't now broadcast it?
Yeah. And I wish that was the case in regards to the WWE playing. No. The city paid WWE. That's the thing. Yeah. They paid the posting fee to actually have it come back to Vegas. So WWE already got their money up front.
Right. So between the WWE trying to pay it off or the city, how are these bars and restaurants going to get paid?
It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Really, really unfortunate.
How are we going to get paid? That's a better question.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find a way. We're going to find a way. That's what I'm saying. So are we going back to Raw?
Yeah, well, let's touch on a few other things in Raw.
Yeah.
Well, it opened with a promo with Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. The lead into Becky Lynch defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. I don't know about you.
I know what you're gonna say. I'm with you. Before you even say anything, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. Then we'll move on. Move on to the next segment.
I want to hear it. I'm just kidding. I know what you're gonna say, but I'm just telling you, I agree with you even before you say it. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, then let's just take one adjective to describe the promo, and let's say at the same time, and let's see if we're on the similar page.
All right.
So one adjective. All right. 1, 2, 3. Confusing. Weird. All right. We're around the same page.
Yeah.
It was weird and confusing. So Becky going off that AJ Lee showed up on her show, even though AJ Lee technically works there. And angry, wants her to leave. And AJ Lee said, okay, well, why don't we have a match then? And Becky's like, oh, no, I don't know about that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why? Are you afraid? All right, fine, you're on. Title's on the line at Chamber. Like, what?
Yeah,
What happened here?
The whole tone of the segment and the promo was just odd. Like, I understand that AJ has always been, her character has been this like ditzy at times, like she's very just like up in the clouds, and then she gets serious at times. But it's just like, can we get some type of seriousness to be able to build this match the right way, instead of doing this dog and pony show that we've been doing over the last 6 months with this feud? Like, let's get serious now. Like, this is Mania season. This is not a tag team match with your spouses. This is now about you guys starting to build this one-on-one match for WrestleMania. We need to get serious here.
So, and to your point, if we're building it for WrestleMania, why are we going to have a match at the Chamber?
Oh, we won't.
You don't even think there'll be a match at Chamber?
No, there'll be a match, but it's going to be a tag team match.
Then we're just going to throw Maxine and Natty in there?
Yep.
Even though Becky agreed to defend the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee?
I'm sure they're going to come up with something. Or,
it's probably going to be a 4-way.
Yeah. Or they'll do this. They'll go ahead and have the match, and then Becky will find a way to disqualify herself. So then we'll get a no match. We'll get a no contest at the Elimination Chamber. And then that will spark Adam Pearce to demand that Becky Lynch defends the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, this promo was just so because like Becky is like screaming, going nuts, and AJ is just like, I don't know why you're so mad.
It's just like,
why don't we have a one-on-one match?
Listen.
And I love both of them. So I don't, it's just, I don't understand what happened with this promo. And for it to kick off the show was just awkward.
The crowd said it all in regards to how they responded to it, because I think the crowd themselves were just like, we want to get into this, but this is not the way to entice us to be able to say we love this, because it was nothing to love. Like, these are two great talkers on the mic. Historically, two great personalities. Can we get that? Can we start to get that instead of doing this bullshit? Like that's all it was to me. It was just literal fodder. Like, it was just this did nothing to build the actual anticipation of a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. It did the opposite, honestly.
All right. So next area on Raw that I wanted to bring up was with the tag title match that happened with Usos and Alpha Academy. Now,
good match.
The match was great. Again, Tozawa and Otis both delivered once again.
Yeah.
And the crowd is getting more and more behind. And Tozawa showed some like genuine emotion after the match.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, I know I'm probably reading too much into it. When I see how he got to deliver a lot in that number one contender match a few weeks ago, and then this match here, that type of reaction, that's telling me his contract's ending. And he's just sad because he doesn't want to leave.
He's such a good worker, man.
I have no knowledge of this whatsoever. This is just me probably overanalyzing it.
You watching too much wrestling over the years. That's all it is.
I've watched a little bit. So hopefully that's not at all the case. And Tozawa was there for a long, long time because I love Tozawa. The part I want to talk about is the promo that happened after the match.
Yeah.
This made me angry.
Oh, can I say something before you even go into your diatribe?
Go for it.
They literally just buried the tag team titles.
Elaborate.
You have a great tag team title match.
Yep.
It was one of the best things on the show in regards to just the match in itself.
Yep.
And right after that, you bury your titles. So you literally just tell everybody that, hey, we had this great match, but you go ahead and go off and do your one-on-one thing while I'll just hold these titles and we won't defend this probably until SummerSlam. Like, You just had a great tag team match with a team that they've been building over the last few weeks that actually came off as believable, that they were this close winning the tag team championships. And you don't even wait a week to bury those titles.
Well, you're also forgetting they continued to bury the tag division when last week they had Obafemi annihilate one of the top tag teams in the tag division.
Yeah.
Right. So they've been burying this tag division for a while now on Raw.
Well, they put the box, they put the top of the box on it.
Well, here's the part where they really put the box on it and what got me angry.
Yeah.
Jimmy is telling Jay, go for the chamber to get back for your title shot at Mania, blah, blah, blah. We just put the tag titles on the Usos. They then do an international tour where Jimmy is not there.
Yeah.
They have one well, maybe they've had more title, but it's only been one title defense in the last month, 6 weeks with what we just had on Raw. And now it sounds like Jimmy's going to be gone again. Why? Because his wife's about to give birth. So my question becomes, why do we put the tag titles on them in the first place if you knew he was going to be gone?
Right.
If you knew he wasn't going to be able to go across the country or outside of the country, and if you knew he would have to be gone towards this time of year to be with his wife as she's getting ready to give birth, why do we put the tag titles on them in the first place?
This would have been the perfect time to actually let Alpha Academy win the title.
This also could have been the perfect time of having New Day be champions, bragging about Big E finally announcing his retirement and laughing about that, and having the underdog story of Otis and Tozawa coming back on them, because you could have those two teams against various other teams week after week after week, and build a tag division.
Mm-hmm.
So is asinine to me how we could do this with the championship where one half of your tag champions is going to be gone 2 out of the last 3 months.
You know what this reminds me of? Were you a fan of UFC? Did you watch UFC at any point?
I'm a very casual fan. I don't follow it. Like if it's on, I'll watch, but I don't follow the guys.
This is a typical UFC type of thing where they have guys with championships and they just don't defend them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll just have them for whether it be injury reasons or whatever it is. They'll just have the titles and nothing will happen. And you'll have a division that's just there for a while. Like if you know that there's going to be some type of you put the titles back on them because you wanted to go ahead and try to build the tag team division. But what you're going ahead and doing is that you're doing the same nonsense that you were doing before. You want to push Jay as a single star, then just let him be a single star. Let Jimmy go get another partner. That would make more sense of him getting another brother, get somebody else that he can be able to build up. And if Jay wants to continue to do but you cannot do this.
There are 47 other Fatus in wrestling.
You cannot do this to your tag team division. You have made it into a joke, and this is a Triple H problem. Is that you for somebody that is supposed to be a student of the game to not realize that in every decade there's always been a strong division in regards to the tag team division up to recently, right? Tag teams have always been a great thing for wrestling. It's just always been. They've just completely gone away from that. Even the early days of NXT, if you remember, Black and Gold, there were so many great tag teams. So he knows how to build a tag team division, and yet he goes back to the old hits. It's the same. It's an epidemic that we're seeing, or a pandemic, what we're seeing in WWE, is that they can't help themselves by playing the old hits. They cannot build anything new.
Right.
They just can't.
Yeah. So like that was the part on Raw this week that
I'm with you.
Annoyed me the most.
I'm with you, man. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Just throw the belt away at this point. Throw the belt away.
There were two more items from Raw that I want to bring up. Now, both of these I liked.
Yeah.
One, the promo segment that happened between CM Punk and Finn Balor, where Michael Cole was coming out to interview CM Punk, but Balor came out because he wants the title shot again. He wants another shot, blah, blah, blah. Punk comes out, chases him off, demanding a match. Adam Pearce, I know we can't do it. Punk's like, no, I want you to make this match tonight. Crowd's going nuts. Adam Pearce, fine, it's official at Elimination Chamber. Boo. So like that was kind of funny. But the part that I loved the most was Michael Cole.
Oh, burying Finn Balor? Yeah.
No, I don't call it burying Finn Balor.
Well, it's like making him seem like he's like why would you do this? Why would you
risk that main event by defending your title against Finn Balor?
But that's the thing. He didn't say that. He didn't say those words. He didn't say why would you risk the main event of WrestleMania to face Finn Balor. He said why would you risk your WrestleMania main event for this? That is lessening the situation. Why would you do it for this?
Which is why I have a theory. ... Not named Austin. Again, we need to make the graphic for that.
Yeah. What is the theory?
Finn Balor's winning the title at Chamber, and then dropping it on Raw
to who?
Punk. Immediate rematch, and dropping it to Punk, and then Dominic and the rest of Judgment Day talk down on Balor because you failed again when you finally got to the mountaintop. It took you 10 years to get back there, and you dropped it immediately. Makes Balor make the face turn. Balor went down for the IC title at Mania, but then Balor got the title because all of a sudden Michael Cole's telling Punk, why would you jeopardize this? Like, you might ruin this main event. And then something happens, and it could be because Roman interfered. Who knows what it is? But something happens where Balor somehow pulls off the unthinkable and wins the title at Chamber.
And then
Punk in a panic.
Rematch clause?
Well, Punk has his rematch clause naturally. So in a panic, he knows I have to get this back before Mania, and wins the title back on whether it's that very first Raw after that or not. So it looked for a split second like the main event of WrestleMania weekend has now changed. They'll make a graphic of it being Balor versus Roman. And then after that Raw, they switch it back.
Oh, okay. So I'm buying what you're putting down here, because that now will make Reigns probably go to Pierce and say, I'm not making this official anymore. I'm going to rescind my Raw challenge.
No, I disagree with that.
You don't think so?
Because he's still going after the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
What matters, I mean, I know he's talking about how he hates CM Punk.
Yeah.
So I think he would find this even more comical and hilarious that now Punk, see, you're not even good enough to main event with me. But then Punk gets his rematch clause and wins it back, and then the graphic resets itself, and then we're back in it.
Interesting.
But
that
Roman
would create.
that.
See, the thing is that here's the problem with all of this, Josh.
That would create, at least on the short term, chaos.
We are making some compelling TV here.
Yeah,
this is not gonna happen.
Of course not.
We have not gotten compelling TV, so we can just forget this. But it's great. I love it. Keep going, because I'm invested at this point. This is great. I would do it. I would do it.
But again, because that builds the desperation of Punk.
Yeah.
Then the question of, can he really hang in the main event with a guy who's main event in more manias than ever?
Right.
While at the same time, it's elevating the Balor face turn with the final straw in the Judgment Day to set up Balor and Dom for the IC title. So that idea takes care of adding more intrigue to your main event, plus setting up one of your mid-card matches. You're welcome.
I like it. And the thing is, I wouldn't even do it the night after or the Monday after the PLE.
Maybe give it 1 week.
I'd give it a week. I'd give it a week or two.
Maybe like on Raw, he asked for it and they announced, okay, next week.
Yeah.
They'll have your rematch.
Yeah.
And hell, make Roman the ref if you really want to put a wrench in it.
Or make Roman just be on commentary.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Have him, he'll be out there. So I definitely wanted to touch on that because that's where my mind immediately went when Michael Cole asked him that question.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I like that.
And then one last thing to mention on Raw, and that was one of the maybe top 3, top 4 greatest single wrestling moves we've ever seen on Monday Night Raw, which was the timing of Javon Evans jumping from one corner while Bravo happened to be jumping from another corner and catching him perfectly into an OG cutter. This is going to be that little clip is going to be a focal point in the Raw openings
on the monitor
and little highlights for commercials.
Yep.
For the rest of the decade.
This OG cutter replaces the Seth Rollins Randy Orton cutter from WrestleMania. What WrestleMania was that one?
The RKO from the Stomp.
Yes.
See, I don't know. You and I sounds like we're in the minority because a lot of people say the best RKO was when he did it to Evan Bourne as he did the Shooting Star. It was incredible. I honestly think it was the Seth Rollins one at Mania. And I was there for that one.
Because the thing is with the Evan Bourne one, he caught him on the way down.
Yes.
So it was but it was still good. But the Seth Rollins one was more impactful for me just because of how it looked. Goes up in the air and that was a great image.
My one caveat was I was as far as things that happened on Raw. That was at Mania.
Yeah.
This honestly to me, this OG cutter with the timing and everything between Bravo and Javon, outranks the RKO and Evan Bourne that happened on Raw.
I agree.
This I think was better than that.
100%. Because the sheer height and the ground that he covered.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody as athletic as this kid. I've never seen it. And the one thing about him is that he's not a small kid.
He's like
very
6'5".
small.
He's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah,
like
so it's like for a guy that size to be able to do what he's doing, I'm not a big fan of the presentation of Javon Evans. I think he's a bit goofy, and there's no reason for him to be presented that way. I don't like that. But he is a very, very tremendous athlete, and I just think he has a lot of potential to be a lot greater than what his current gimmick is. I just think that it's more reflective of his age more than whatever his gimmick is.
He will turn 22 10 days after Mania.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's more reflective of just where he is in life. You know what I mean? It's just little, as he gets older, you'll get a more serious Javon Evans, hopefully. To me, I don't want to see this goofiness for the next decade. I just don't want to.
And then the only kind of downside was that wasn't the finish of the match.
No,
because then Grande Americano had to hit his diving headbutt.
Right?
He didn't need to do that.
Like how do you?
We didn't need any more moves after that.
How do you not end the match on that? You know what I mean?
He wasn't kicking out.
Yeah.
And then a side note with that, because this was Javon and original Grande Americano against Bravo and what the hell's the other guy's name? I'm forgetting his name.
I never know the name. It's Bravo.
Rayo.
Bravo and
Rayo and It's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, guys.
Yes.
Sorry. But spoiler alert. But I don't know if you've noticed this. So crowd went nuts for original Grande Americano and was booing the other El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
In AAA, they are booing the hell out of original Grande Americano and cheering for the evil Grande Americano.
I love it.
This to me is fascinating.
Mm.
And it's as fascinating as it is, I also almost feel like it's lose-lose.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is we know we're going to get a mask versus mask match.
Yeah.
And we know we're going to love it.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that match, I don't care which one wins. Do you really expect that other one to remain under the mask?
You can't.
No. So it's going to be the type of thing where original wins, unmasks to reveal its love with Kaiser, and then he eventually stands there and takes his own mask off.
Yeah. You may just get a double reveal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's just the only like downer, because it's just like as hot and as fun and entertaining as this build is going to be and that match is going to be. Again, the caveat is, okay, this is cool. What happens next?
Yeah.
That is such a pivotal thing in wrestling that so many people are leading to this moment, the moment. We have the moment. You got to keep going.
Yeah, because the thing is, like at some point, Chad Gable has to come back, and you have to strap the rocket ship to him. Like you literally have to just strap the rocket to him and let him go, because this guy, I've said it before, we've talked about it on the show as well, is that, you know, he's not as good as Kurt Angle, but man, is he close in regards to just him being a great entertainer. You know what I mean? Like he gets it. He understands the business. And that's a guy that you have to allow him to be able to continue to ascend and wear some gold, because he's not going to, he'll never damage your product. He'll never sink your prestige of whatever title you're going to put on him. He'll actually make it a lot better just because he understands the business. That guy gets it, man. And I just hope that they don't mess it up. You know what I mean? Because they have gold in Chad Gable. They have gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I wanted to break down with Raw, unless you had any other last things you wanted to mention with that.
No,
we got at least one other story.
We got another interesting story. I guess the only other thing is that I'm just excited about, you know, LA Knight winning the match and being able to get to the chamber. I know he's not going to win, but just having him in there is going to be able to get some intrigue, because he's going to be in there with some of the big boys. So, you know, I'm just happy about that. You know, his promo after Raw is pretty interesting. Said a lot of things that makes me think I have hope. I have hope that it may not be now, but there's hope that we may get the rise of LA Knight pretty soon.
Well, here's my one pet peeve that I have about the chamber.
Yeah.
Is we know Roman has chosen to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. So we know the winner of the men's chamber match is going after the SmackDown title.
Yeah.
That means the winner will be from SmackDown. So we already know 3 of the people that will be in the match that will not be winning it.
Right.
That annoys me.
Yeah.
Just have it be all people on SmackDown then.
Exactly. Unless you're going to pull a swerve and have somebody shift brands, which is possible, because you know, we always said that LA Knight belongs back on SmackDown, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
So there's another story we need to touch on as we get ready to wrap up. So last few minutes, we'll touch on this. Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs, made his debut at the Royal Rumble.
Did very well.
He had a good showing. He was wildly talked about. Big deal. Is he going to show up on Raw? Is he going to show up on SmackDown? Is he going to help Ricky Saints on NXT win that ladder match?
Yep.
Didn't show up on Raw. Didn't show up on NXT. Didn't show
vignettes,
up on SmackDown.
Nothing.
No vignettes. No mention about him. He was not on Raw at all last night. So where is he? Where is Royce Keys? Well, now all these crazy stories have been coming out that there's an issue with Royce Keys because of his age. Supposedly, and as far as I knew, he was somewhere around like his mid-30s. So I guess it was saying he was like 35 years old. Well, Meltzer, everyone's good old buddy, has been reporting that research has been done and there was no one with his legal name that was born in the state of California that year. But there was someone with that name that was born 6 years earlier, which would make Royce Keys, if that was Royce Keys, would make him then 41 years old. Now, to you and I, doesn't matter. To a lot of people who just watch wrestling, doesn't matter, because there are people that are wrestling well into their 40s, even their 50s, that are still delivering. Look at Rey Mysterio. Look at R-Truth. However, if the plan was for him to go to NXT, their big deal with NXT is they want younger, quote unquote, talent to be in NXT to help groom them for the future. So then they eventually get onto Raw or SmackDown and are there for many years to come, they hope. So if someone were to be debuting in NXT in their 40s, it's going to make them scratch their head because, like, well, how much longevity do we really have with this guy? So I bring all this up because once upon a time, WWE had a show called Tough Enough. And one of the contestants on Tough Enough was a wrestler who eventually became the Boogeyman. He was on Tough Enough and was disqualified when they discovered he was older than what was listed on his application. Because they felt he was, at that time, too old to be being developed by them. Now, he eventually did get a contract, was not in their developmental, like became on their main roster. Also, though, was a role that, let's be honest, did not have a lot of long matches.
Right.
I'm not saying Powerhouse Hobbs or Royce Keys is like the Boogeyman. However, it's a similar story with this because now all of a sudden, if he is not 35, if he is actually 41, and the plan was for him to be in NXT, they could very well scrap the plans. They could say he lied on his information, and they might just flat out fire him before he even gets started in WWE. On the counter side, if this is not true and he really is 35, well, how are you going to rectify this with him? If he's been off TV for this reason, and then they say, oh, our bad. It turns out you were actually telling us the truth. So let's start on Monday. Are you going to want to start on Monday? No. You're going to be like, why will you not listen to me or believe me? So you're doomed either way. Now with this bizarre story that has unfolded. So Royce Keys will be back in AEW by what? April or May?
I would say May.
I mean, like, how crazy is this story?
I just think that it just makes WWE just look really, really stupid. Mm-hmm. Just because, and we were talking about this, before we even started the show, that I just feel that they play the ageism card with whoever they want to play it with. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. Like, if a guy is talented and like how society is now is that a guy that's in his early 40s, the way nutrition and science and all this other stuff is now, you can still be able to get a good 6, 7, 8 year run out of a guy. Look at a guy like Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is pretty old. Bobby Lashley was at his apex in his 40s.
2 words: Shelton Benjamin. He's 50.
He's 50 and still wrestles like he's in his 30s. This is a guy. So again, when you think about Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, there's not a lot of bumps on that bump card. He still has a lot of tread left to go. So even if he is 41, you still can be able to get a lot out of a guy. Why? Because he's not a cruiserweight. He's not a lightweight guy that's just flying off the ropes and now you're trying to sell him as he's a powerhouse guy. Yep. He's a monster. Build him as such. You don't need to have 40-minute matches with the Royce Keys. You just need to make him look believable so he can be able to go against guys like Obafemi. So he can be able to go against guys like Brock Lesnar. He can be able to be in the ring with a Jacob Fatu. This is what you're trying to build. And when you're talking about those type of matches, we're not talking about, you know, a wrestling darlings match or they have a whole bunch of submissions and holds. We're talking about he can be a big time brawler. He can be in the Big E role. That can be your new Big E. There's a lot of things that you can do with him. So at the end of the day, even if he's 41, there's still potential here. Don't screw this up just because you guys want to play the ageism card with a guy that you think, oh my goodness, he can be our Big E. He can still be that. There's nothing stopping you to be able to do that. You need new talent and new faces on your programs anyway. Put them out there. Put them out there. And for you to not even have this like factored in before you even sign a guy, like how does this even happen if it does happen? I don't get this.
Yeah,
I really don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like I am.
How do you not do a background check?
That's what I'm saying. Like I sometimes I listen to Meltzer with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, like you said, no vignettes. We haven't seen them. We haven't heard them. We haven't heard anybody mention them. Nothing. So there has to be something going on here. And if this is it, man, WWE looks stupid. And if I'm Royce Keys, and like you said, if they say, oh, sorry, we did check in and we actually did find the fact that you are telling the truth, go fuck yourself. I want out of my deal. I want out of my deal. If you are going to go ahead and treat me like this after I literally told you exactly when I was born, if you guys can't find the information, that's not my fault. But now you're going to go ahead and now delay my production or delay my TV time because of what? Because of your error? It just makes WWE look foolish, and it just the ship be sinking in different ways. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like this is embarrassing. Like this is embarrassing. This is something that this is like Tony Khan with AEW not figuring out that you know, El Idolo still had a non-compete clause in his contract, and you have him on your TV for 1 week and then he disappears for months. It's like these things have to be done and vetted before the contracts are signed.
Yeah.
Like there was no the thing is with me, and what makes it even more stupid, Josh, is that there was no rush to be able to get this done. You could have literally signed him and had him debut after WrestleMania. So it would have gave
you did not need him. You did not need him in the Rumble
at all. You didn't even need to put him in the Royal Rumble. You don't even have to have him on TV right now. You could have signed him and had him waiting for the Raw after Mania. It's so this. I'm telling you this, and it makes me nervous that TKO is a company that owns WWE and this big umbrella, and you would hope that there's wrestling people involved that are making these decisions in the margins, but it makes me think that maybe there isn't. And this is going to just make it look even more embarrassing as the months and years go on, because you don't have wrestling people in charge in the places that they should be.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the concern.
There's no positive end to this.
No.
And that's not good to start your WWE run.
What a way to start. What a way to like to fulfill your dream of being in WWE. What a way to take less money. See, I took less money to come here because I knew that I could be able to build my star here. And y'all are pulling this nonsense. Let me out of my contract. I'll go back to I'll call Tony Khan tomorrow. It's crazy. Just it gives me no hope for.
And then we'd have on Collision Powerhouse Hobbs versus Tommaso Ciampa in a 30-minute banger.
Yeah. Because again, whoever allows Royce Keys or Hobbs to be able to start to really get some momentum and really showcase how good he is, he's a star. He's not just one of those guys that is just a hand. He's a star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I gotta say. I got nothing else.
No, there we go.
I got nothing. Yeah.
So yeah, let's wrap this puppy up then, because we're all, I mean, being that we don't lie about our age or anything like that.
No,
we're old, and we've reached our limit for today.
We are old.
We need a nap.
We are old, and we are proud of our age, and we don't hide it for anybody. You
know? Sure about that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Good buddy. All right, we have nothing else. Listen, for those that love what we're talking about or disagree with us, please, leave some comments there for us, and we'll definitely be able to, get to those and answer it and have a back and forth dialogue. And we always love to agree or disagree with whatever takes is out there. So share your comments, share your thoughts, and until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.